How's it going, guys? We are heading up to Tampa right now. There is a place called the Tesla Design Studio that's having a Teslas and coffee, little Tesla meetup, cars and coffee sort of thing. And then right down the street at, I think, a detail garage, there's another cars and coffee that's longer. So I'm gonna see if I can hit up both. There's also fewer people interested / going to the Tesla meetup. Obviously, you know, it's more catered to just Tesla owners. But either way, we're gonna hit the road. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. So luckily for us, I don't know if you can see it, but we got the Tesla right out here charging. Might try to wipe it down a little bit. Very humid here. And let's just say the water is not that friendly. So all of these water lines that are on the front windshield, yeah, you just get watermarks. All right. My car is gonna have the worst water spots. Oh, that's the killer here. As clean as I can get my car, the water is terrible, and it just leaves water spots everywhere on like the windows on the sides and front windshield and the sunroof, and it's a mess. Anyways, we are off. We have, I think, like an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know if the Tesla Studio will pop up in here. Let's see. All right, so if we search Tesla Studio, Tampa, I think that's it, 65 miles. So we're just gonna throw that in here and I guess hope for the best. Look at all the superchargers up in Tampa. See, this is why I don't have range anxiety. There's superchargers everywhere. 8:12 a.m., an hour and 11 minutes. Not too shabby. Wait for it. Lamborghini Urus. No way. Wow, that looks so good. Oof. Gorgeous blue. Look at that thing. Looks so good. Gorgeous. One day, guys, garage goals, Lamborghini SUV. Wow. Well, if I had to guess, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that that may be the nicest car that we see all day, potentially. Lamborghini SUV, I mean, those things are absurd. I think they're like twin turbo V8s, maybe like 600, 650 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. I mean, they're absurdly spec'd from factory for an SUV that's like super capable, not only like racing and speed wise, but off-road and all that stuff. So I mean, I would love to have one of those cars one day, but I can't afford one by any means. Maybe they'll come down in value in like 10 years, and then I can think about getting one when I'm like 50. I don't know. Anyways, we're like 22 minutes away, 21 miles, and we're approaching the south part of Tampa. So Tesla Studio, here we come, but I kind of want to wipe off some of my windows. The water spots are terrible. Well, it looks like there's 4 other Teslas here. I hope I'm in the right place. So this is actually a signature model red, one of the first ones, I think the first one in Florida. And it is a 85 kilowatt with rear facing child seats, no parking sensors even. It says signature on the little silver blinkers, but it's that silver red color too, so very neat. Well, pretty good morning. There was only like 5 other Tesla owners here or so, but nonetheless, very fun time, great talking to them. So there were two Model 3 owners, obviously, the owner maybe of the Tesla studio, and he had done a lot to his Tesla, obviously, and then another Tesla owner that was there that had, I think, one of the first Model 3s just in general. I think maybe like the 600th one or something like that. And
now turn right onto East 131st Avenue.
And so he actually had a 2017 rear-wheel drive long-range Model 3. And the crazy thing is, he said when he bought it, the Model 3 performances at the time were close to like $70,000 or something, which is crazy how much those have come down in price. But they have done a lot to their car. So as you can see here, they've done a lot of tint on the taillights and headlights even. So the Tesla Studio Model 3 had pretty dark tint on all of the windows. They blacked out the chrome around the windows, the handles. They did carbon fiber mirrors. They also made, there's a strip inside of the Model 3. They covered that in carbon fiber as well. And what else did they do? Oh, they tinted the front headlights with a very dark film as well. He did say that at night it does make it a little bit darker, but obviously with the tint on the windows, also dark as well. So it wasn't like too crazy, but it does make a little bit of a difference, but you get the looks. Now the stuff on the side is all vinyl. The blackout around the windows, that is also vinyl. And then you have paint protective film, tinted paint protective film. That's what they used on the headlights and taillights, I believe. That way you don't get sort of some of like the hexagonal or sometimes the shapes that are in the tint films that you might use, especially if you're tinting the headlights. Now, he also had Vossen wheels on his Model 3. He has a performance Model 3. He also had a larger carbon fiber rear spoiler on his, which looks pretty nice. I do think that the carbon fiber spoilers really make these cars look good. So definitely would do that if I was getting a Model 3, or performance Model 3 comes with it, but he put a larger one on. So this guy right here in the Polaris, he has two helmets, but he's not even using a helmet. He's just chilling, and the helmets are like up on the back of the seats. Not really sure the point of having the helmets there if you're not going to use them. Anyways, so the one Model 3, not the Tesla Studio one, but the other Model 3, the 2017 rear-wheel drive one, I really like what he did. So he had aftermarket wheels, and then with the aftermarket wheels, he put spacers in so that the wheels actually come out to the sides of where the actual like body panels are, if not a little bit wider, and he got some nice sticky tires on there. Now, if you look at my Model S, there's a huge gap where it's probably at least an inch that I could bring the wheels out, and he was telling me to look into blocks, B-L-O-X. And you don't even have to buy aftermarket wheels. You could just get these spacers that are about 50 bucks a pop for each wheel, so maybe $200 for all four. And I could bring my wheels out so the car looks a little bit meatier and actually fills out the full, I guess, width of the car, so you don't have that like width gap between the tire or wheels and the actual edge of where the fenders go. Thank you, Waze. So I might look into that because, well, if you look here, you can see how big that gap is, and that's something that has really bothered me. And I thought about getting, you know, wider wheels for wider tires in the back, but I don't really want to have to deal with all of that. So I'm thinking that the spacers are the way to go. But nonetheless, I love the mods that these guys have done to their cars. I just think it makes the Model 3 look that much better, and it's almost like necessary to do, because otherwise Model 3 is kind of boring. Oh, also they lowered their car. So they did, I think one has the unplugged performance springs that lower the car an inch, and then the Tesla Studio Model 3, that car is lowered 2 inches. So that's obviously a lot of lowering, but I think it looks really good. He said there's a tiny bit of rubbing on the plastic fender underneath, but it clears, it fully clears the whatchamacallit, the like aluminum body panels. It fully clears that, so no issues there with dropping it 2 inches. And both those cars look very nice. So it's definitely making me consider a Model 3 performance. Now I'm hoping that when the Model S and X Plaid comes out, people may jump ship, may not, but also just in general, wait a little bit of time and see if the 2018 Model 3 performances come down in price over the next year or so. If they do, that might be a good time to buy when they start coming under like $50,000 but who knows what'll happen going forward. But yeah, right now we're working with 101,669 miles on the Model S, and well, a wrap that's starting to see the wear and tear of driving 1,000 miles down to Florida, having it on at home for about 6 months now. I'll probably take it off when I get back to Maryland, but we have an hour and 9-minute drive from Tampa here all the way back down to Venice. Yeah, we're just cruising down, sitting in a little bit of traffic, trying to get back to the highway. We got a P, looks like a 90D with ludicrous mode. The license plate says plugs in. He might launch it, he might not. Doesn't look like he was going to. That's a little lame. Get after it there, buddy. Disappointing, disappointing. If I had ludicrous mode, I'd launch it at every light. I mean, that's what you have to do. Whoa, he's getting on the highway. I always wondered, how is the acceleration of a car with ludicrous mode compared to like my P85 at highway speed? So if we're both doing like, you know, 65, 70 with the speed limit, and we both floored it, would he just like crazy take off away from me? Or would I be able to sort of stay with him? I don't know. P90D with ludicrous. But I think that's going to be it for today. If you guys are enjoying the content, please consider liking and subscribing. If there's other simple mods that I could do to my Model S though, I might consider it at this point, seeing as how, well, my car's out of warranty. Why not? I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know if spacers would void warranty. I don't think it would, but anyways, that's going to be it for today. So I guess if you guys are enjoying the content, like I said, please consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, thanks for watching.